Hey, if you're in a season where you're exhausted and your to do list is growing and your energy is shrinking, and you keep thinking, I just need to push a little harder, I want to offer you another truth. Maybe you don't need to push. Maybe you just need to heal. This is a story of how I stopped forcing my business to grow and started letting it unfold in a different pace. So the story starts when I was about a year into being in the shelter and I was waiting for this apartment. I had already seen it, I had already signed the lease, and I just was waiting for them to give me the date that it was going to be ready for me to move in. And it just kept getting delayed because of failed inspections, little small things that weren't 100% ready according to the shelter system. And it just kept getting delayed. I was still working in the hospital and commuting 90 minutes every day from the Bronx to Queens. I remember by the time I got back to the shelter every day, I was done. My energy was depleted. I didn't have the energy or the capacity, just the emptiness of like, oh, when am I going to get this apartment? And I kept beating myself up because I couldn't show up like I used to. I couldn't market, I couldn't create content. I'll try to put something out, but then I'll fizzle. The worst part was I felt like something was wrong with me. Like I should have already had it figured out by now. This was like 5 years into my business. I had clients before, but because I was in this circumstance, I couldn't create content. I felt like I should have been further along. I was so frustrated because I couldn't figure out why I didn't have the energy or momentum I wanted in my business. By then, my clients had dried up and my confidence really crumbled. Even though I had a coach at the time, I didn't want to show up to the calls because I thought, what's the point? I'm not doing the work anyways. I'm not showing up. Then I went to one of the calls and I remember my coach gently speaking to me and just looking at me and saying, Janet, what if you honored your season that you're at right now? What if you gave yourself the space to just be and didn't try to force your business to be successful right now because you are in the trenches? And this broke me. This put me into tears and I was, body sobbing tears. And because she said out loud what I didn't want to admit to myself, I broke down into tears hearing the thing that I didn't want to admit to myself. I didn't have the mental capacity, the emotional capacity to keep pushing. I wasn't lazy. I was in grief. I was in transition. I was in recovery. And once I was able to like sit in that, it did hurt at the moment. But then there was some point of me that was relieved that I didn't have to keep pushing, acting like everything was normal. I just needed to push through this and be a grown woman that does the thing. So what I did is I stopped forcing it. I didn't quit. I just slowed down and showed up to the coaching calls. I delivered on the projects I already had lined up for me and took it one task a day. That was my pace. No marketing, no selling, just honoring what I could do. When those projects were done, I took a year of sabbatical. I ended up moving to this place, which I love. But because I finally acknowledged how much I've been carrying, I was carrying the ER job, the full time mom, the web design business, the emotional abuse that I experienced with my ex husband, being homeless and living in a shelter and commuting back and forth with no energy at the end of the day to even create content. I was still trying to stay consistent with my business, but my body had caught up with my story and it just said enough. And when I finally moved into this apartment, I thought I was going to bounce back in, but I didn't. I felt very stuck. I felt unmotivated, ashamed that I took time off, ashamed that I wasn't ready to show up like before. So I tried forcing it again, pushing, planning, posting, and nothing worked. Everything felt scattered and my energy felt unpredictable. It wasn't until I talked to my therapist that I realized just because my environment has changed doesn't mean that my nervous system caught up with everything that I was going through. And this is why I created my VIP marketing intensive, because we don't just want to build strategy. We build strategy that honors our season. Because the truth is, a system won't save you if you're in survival mode and you're just trying to recover from all the trauma that you went through. In my marketing intensive, we create a plan that works with your energy, with your life and your actual reality. Not the version of you that you should be, but the one that you're in now. When we build from that place, everything becomes aligned and more easy for us to execute and stay consistent with our marketing. If you're ready to build a marketing plan that meets you where you are and not where the internet says you should be, I would love to invite you to work with me on this one-on-one marketing intensive. I'm going to leave the link in the description below so you can explore what this marketing intensive is all about. And if you would like to book a discovery call, you can also book it on my website at janetsoriano.com/discovery. Here's what I learned from all of this. Healing is momentum. And slowing down does not mean failure. And having rest is not the enemy of results. I spent years thinking that hustle, grinding, doing more was going to save me from all the circumstances I was dealing with. But what actually made a difference in my income, in my creativity, in my growth was being able to rest, give myself time, and be able to just be in the space of ease and peace with myself. What I actually needed was to just be gentle with myself. The wild part about all of this is that the minute that I stopped trying to rush myself back to high performance, my business started building from a place of clarity instead of chaos. So I started rebuilding that structure and that system that has kept me stay consistent in the past couple of months that I came back in. So if you're in a season where everything feels heavy right now, and if you're asking yourself, why can I push through this? I want you to hear me. You're not broken, you're healing. And your healing deserves more space and not pressure. If you're not ready for coaching yet, I created a 7-minute marketing audit. It's gonna help you get clear on what's working and what's the missing gap in your business right now. If you're ready to co-create with me and create a marketing strategy that works for your life, your truth, and your energy, let's do it inside the one-on-one marketing intensive, where I'm gonna help you strategize your messaging, understand exactly how to convert your followers into buyers. What is the content that they need to hear from you in order for them to start working with you? When you're ready, not rushed, go on the link below and book a call with me so we can explore more how this marketing intensive can work for you. If you like this video and you want to go deeper on creating a marketing strategy, I created a YouTube series where I'm helping you become a pro at marketing. If you'd like to watch the first video on this series, you can click the link below. My name is Janet. I'm a marketing coach and I help my clients simplify their marketing so they can have a profitable business. Thank you so much. And when you're ready, I'll see you in the next video.